Hi, welcome back. We in the previous video saw how we can uh, import files from our desktop into our playlists, and we saw one way we could do it. We can pick it from wherever it may be on our computer and drop it. Okay, so for instance, if I want to um, import this file, I can do the same thing and it will be imported. Now, what I want to show you this time is that there are other ways, like opening into file and then selecting the source, double clicking on it for it to be imported, or going to the file menu, open file, and then having it open for you to double click on it for the file to be imported. Okay, let's come to the timeline here and focus on a couple of things. Let's resize it like we learned in our earlier video. We use these ones to resize. Now let's right click here. When we right click, we see the various properties of the timeline. So here we can add track, add audio track, add video track, and many other functions that are here. We can equally click on the menu and then add audio or video track. Let's add video track to our timeline, and as you can see, it's being shown to us here. So what we do is that we can bring this video onto the timeline track like I'm doing right now. Okay, so the video has been inserted on this track. This track is called V1. We can rename it if we double click on it and then type a name for it. So for instance, for this video we can type track 1. Okay, yes, we can type track 1, and then when we enter, that will be the name for this track. We have this lock here. What does it do? When you click on it, you realize that your video has been locked down. What it means is that you are unable to modify this video in any way. This is useful when you have multiple tracks. Okay, when you have other tracks, you can lock this track and then work on this track without necessarily affecting any function on this track. Also, a video on a video track is made up of the video part and the sound part. So if you want to turn off the audio part, you click on this one, which is called mute. Okay, and the video, the sound or the audio will be muted. Also, if you want to turn off the video, you click on hide, and the video part of this track will be turned off. Get it? Yes. So let's turn it back on. Now we want to utilize these tools here. We don't want to waste time talking about these handles here. This is cut, this is copy, this is paste, this is append, and this is delete. And we don't want to waste our time on it. We want to focus on this 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons here. They are the most important buttons that will help us in our video edit. So let's bring the timeline marker to this place. Okay, now let's say we want to split this video into 2. We can use the split at playhead button here. We click on it and it splits our video into 2. Let's put it here. We click on it and it splits this video into 2. Okay, we can equally split our video by pressing on S on our keyboard, and the video will be split into 2 without necessarily clicking on the split at play head button. So that is the function of this button here. You can use it to split the videos into various parts. Okay, now let's come to the second button here. which is the toggle snapping. The toggle snapping is more like a magnet that attract two shots into each other. Sorry. Okay, so if I wanted this shot here to kind of attract this one like the way magnet does, you see, that's when you select this button. So this button is selected, and when this video is apart and you bring it closer, it's kind of attracted to each other. If it's unchecked and you bring it closer, you can bring it to a pinhead close and it will not attract it to each other. But if it were selected, okay, it will just move it like that, like a magnet, attract it in that order. So that is the function of this toggle snapping. It snaps it together just like that. Now let's come to this button here. It is called scrub while dragging. What does it do? Scrub while dragging is more like let's look at, to explain it better, let's look at our preview screen here. As you can see, nothing is showing on it. Okay, let's uncheck it and move this shorts. Still nothing is happening on it. Okay, so let's move it back in its position. Now let's check the scrub while dragging. You'll see that a preview of it will be showing whilst you drag. It will more like be scrubbing along whilst you drag. So let's do it. You see, it is scrubbing along just like that. That is the function of this button. When you click on it and you move the video, it shows it in that order when you move it along. Now this is also another, let's uncheck this one. This is also another very important button. Ripple, trim and scrub and drop, sorry. Ripple, trim and drop button here is very important. Now let me show you what happens without it. Let's say we want to move this video to overlay on this video. Once you drop it, what happens? You see a crossfade transition is created. Okay, a crossfade transition is created. What if you didn't want a crossfade transition to be created? You just wanted more space. Okay, so let's do it again. We'll move this one to this one, and a crossfade transition will be created again. Now, let's undo. Okay, let's say you wanted more space here to work with. That is where this button comes in handy. You click on it, and you click the shot, you move it forward and drop it, and more space is created for you here. You can have the free space to do whatever you want to do with this video and then later bring them back. So this is the function of this button, ripple, trim and drop. I hope understanding these buttons will take you a long way in your video editing endeavors.